Kora National Park lies right within the heart of Kenya. 1,800 kilometers of untamed rivers, breathtaking landscapes, and critical wildlife. However, for over 3 decades, Kora has been degraded by uncontrolled grazing, poaching and deforestation, leaving it exposed and vulnerable. But now, a new partnership is emerging to guarantee its restoration for generations to come. The Kenyan Wildlife Service has partnered with Lucy Fitzjohn and the George Adamson Trust, working together to secure the future of Kora. The KWS has worked tirelessly in spite of many challenges, but there is now political will to rehabilitate this unique ecosystem.
One of the most important priorities for climate change mitigation is to secure the resource base, to protect the native species, and to protect this Tana River, which provides water, irrigation, drinking water for millions of Kenyans. The greater the biodiversity of an ecosystem, the greater its resilience against climate change. Kora's had its ups and downs, and we've reached a stage now where there is strong political will behind its rehabilitation and its recovery.
In 1970, George Adamson made Kora his home, soon joined by Tony Fitzjohn. Together they reintroduced lions and leopards into the wild, laying the groundwork for Kora to achieve national park status. Soon after, in 1989, Tony worked on the restoration of Mkomazi Game Reserve alongside the Tanzanian wildlife authorities, transforming it into a national park. After this success, he returned to Kora, driven by a lifelong mission to continue the work he and George had started.
Kora was always an integral part of Tony's life. He had lived here with George Adamson for 20 years, so everything was founded in Kora. He dedicated 30 years of his life to Mkomazi, but Kora was always in his heart.
I'm talking with KWS, Kenya Wildlife Services, at the moment about maybe a possible return to Kora. Obviously, my heart's in Kora. It's in my bones. You know, we're bringing a bulldozer. We'll do the roads that need to be done. We'll get that infrastructure in. We'll put the airstrips in. I know what I need to do now. It needs to be done quickly.
Very sadly, tragically, Tony died of a cancer, and the project was left in our hands. And my son, myself, our trust, our trustees, our supporters who formed a huge part of our lives in Mkomazi. The Mkomazi project could have been a retrospective story only, but instead the government stood up, and over 30 years it was rehabilitated. We bring from Tanzania to Kora 30 years of experience, 30 years of skilled work. We bring a lifetime's dedication to an ecosystem like this.
The mission now is a comprehensive 360-degree restoration program, rebuilding a secure and thriving ecosystem, introducing new species and investing in the local community.
Tony and I always knew that the approach we had in Mkomazi would be the approach that we had to bring to Kora, and that was a multifaceted approach. Activity and presence is a great deterrent to illegal activity. That comes through supporting Kenya Wildlife Service, it comes through putting in an oryx program, it comes through engaging and liaising constantly with the local communities. If we can concentrate on those specific areas, we will build solid foundations for the future of Kora.
Conservation belongs in the mind of young people, and that is where the future should go. Almost 80% of the parents have never been to school. It is more easier to change the mind of a parent through a child than a grown-up. So the future is in education. That makes less poachers.
The presence of active conservation, even for single species, has huge positives. It benefits the native wildlife, safeguards ecosystems from illegal activity, attracts funding and tourism, and strengthens security.
Very excitingly, we've just had confirmation that we're able to go ahead with the Oryx program, which has been 4 years in the making.
Once you've got species programs on the go, once you've got political will, once you've got KWS attending to Kora with increased ranger numbers, the security of this area will increase. You can raise the status and you can attract tourism. I've been involved in the George Adamson Trust for the past 35 years of my life. If we can continue the legacy of Tony, of George, all their aims, all their ambitions, their wishes for Kora, if we have that chance to do that now, I'll dedicate the rest of my life to doing that.
The road to recovery is still a long one, and now more than ever, Lucy and her team need financial support to continue this critical work.
This whole trust was founded on this principle, that we're small and that we're focused and that we're field-based. We will never stop being field people in one place for the entirety of our lives. Evidence has shown that that is what contributes to a successful conservation project and the successful recovery of an ecosystem. I think looking back over the last 50 years, this trust has always been small, but it has been involved in the creation of 2 national parks in East Africa, and not many wildlife charities can say that.